Did you know that you can be charged with revenge porn or sexual cyber harassment? That's the formal name. If you are sending nudes either to friends, family, whoever, or posting it on the internet without that person's consent. Stay tuned because we're going to talk all about it. I'm Adam Rossen, founder and owner of the Rossen Law Firm, criminal and sex crimes experts in South Florida. And we're here today to really just dive a little deeper into revenge porn, sexual cyber harassment. What does it mean? What are the consequences? What are the defenses? And just overall, any information that you folks need to know about these cases. So as we really start and get into it, sexual cyber harassment, or AKA revenge porn, was never a thing, of course, until the internet and all the different websites and texting and all the text apps and chat apps and everything. So really, it's only become a thing 15, 20 years. And a lot of the states were a little late to the game to make laws outlawing it and make it a crime. So it's been a crime in Florida for about 10 years now. And what is it, right? So unlike other types of sexting, this is adults, okay? I mean, it can be children too, but it's adults, 24-year-old and a 21-year-old, a 40-year-old and a 30-year-old. Doesn't really matter, but the key issue on this is non-consensual, okay? So it might, the picture, the image, the video might have been sent to you consensually, but that it did not give you permission, or you never had permission to go ahead and send it to somebody else, a third party, or to post it on the internet. That's the key for revenge porn or sexual cyber harassment. That's different than, minors sexting, or maybe a 19-year-old having nudes of a 17-year-old and being arrested for child pornography. Okay, this is a totally different ball game. And so when we examine these, it's helpful to really look at what the elements of the crime are from the jury instructions, from the statute. So I want to go over some key pieces of these with you folks so you can really understand what the key issues are in something like this. Because remember, it's not as simple as, well, Bobby had some nudes when him and Jill were dating, and Bobby went and put them on a website or sent them to his buddy. It's not always as simple as that. Nothing really is when you're talking about, criminal defense, and especially high-level, elite-level criminal defense tactics. So the first part of this in the statute is the word image, and the law actually defines image to be really any video, any picture, anything like that. So it's not just a picture, of course, it can be a video, and they define that. Now, one of the other things they need to prove is that you were the person that posted this video and there was no consent as far as posting that. And these are some interesting things, because how are they going to prove it? In other videos, I've talked about a big difference between what the police think happened, what they know happened, and what they can prove happened in a court of law under the rules of evidence and procedure. So how are they actually going to prove it? And in order for them to prove it, they can, a lot of times, that you were the one who submitted this to this website, but it's going to take a lot of police work, a lot of time, a lot of police power, energy, and a lot of times just practically it might not be worth it for the police. Also, when they're looking at IP addresses and different things, how do they know this isn't a shared computer? So, or somebody else borrowed your computer, used it, or multiple people share that computer all the time. So there's a lot of things involved on these cases. Remember that I want everybody to remember, just because, you may have done it or they think you did it, doesn't mean that it'll actually hold up in a court of law. Now, another part of this statute is that it has to be done for no legitimate purpose, basically for revenge, for anger, right? And so we look at this and say, well, maybe it was done for a legitimate purpose, okay? Most of the time on its face, you're going to think, well, no, of course not. But again, it's not our job to prove that our client didn't do it for that reason. It's the prosecutor's job to prove, okay, that it wasn't for a legitimate purpose. So we are allowed to poke holes and bring theories up. And what if this was something, let's just say, what if it was done on OnlyFans to make money. Well, is that a legitimate purpose? Is that just for revenge? Probably not if you're trying to monetize it, right? So that's an example of a defense attorney thinking outside the box and really holding the prosecutor's feet to the fire when we're talking about for the little element of that it can't be for a legitimate purpose, right? Because they're so focused on revenge. Well, what if it was done for something legitimate? Now, the person who who that was might not like it, but it's still for something legitimate. And that's a very big distinction here in the law that on some of these cases we've been able to use. And so the last key part is that it has to be done with the intent to cause substantial emotional distress. Again, that revenge aspect of this. Okay. Well, what if this was posted or sent to friends while the two parties were together with consent, and then now there's a bad breakup and we'll just use the girl, right? And let's say the girl who's the subject of the photos is now angry, upset, and wants to get the boy or the man in trouble, okay? We see that quite often on all types of sex crimes, meaning one party is upset and goes back in time to say, wait a minute, the things that we did when we were together or that we did with an understanding that it was okay, it's not okay anymore and you're going to pay the price. And we see those things, and there's many people who have been charged, arrested, and gone to prison based on lies specifically about sex crimes. So it's very important that you hire the right defense team and you educate yourself about these potential type of issues that can come out, because people say, oh, it's never going to happen to me, or that's BS, that doesn't really happen. Well, I can tell you from experience doing this as long as I have, almost 20 years, we see these cases all the time. We represent many people on these, and it's sad, but it is true. So if you find yourself in that type of issue, understand consent is a very big part of this. Now, what do we do? Well, we may have to go back and get text messages, get witness statements, get a bunch of things and dive deep into the sexual history of the parties. And, it's nothing that we don't really like to, it's not fun for us, but it's things that we have to do. We have to go back and we really have to insert ourselves into the relationship and understand all parts of it, what kind of relationship this was, in order to protect our clients and to really, a lot of times, expose the truth, because a lot of times on these, the truth will benefit our clients. So these type of sex crimes and sex crimes in general, they have so many nuances and intricate layers. Again, that these cases are very complex, but they're great. We love them. We love helping good people when bad things happen. If you have any questions about anything related, sex crimes, criminal law in general, revenge porn, just give us a call. We'd be more than happy to talk to you and talk it through. 754-206-6200.